one of the films that really touched my soul is the Coca-Cola case. I experienced the brutality of the multinational corporation in Guatemala. The few members of the organizing committee were kidnapped, tortured, and killed. And when I see this film about Colombia, all the memories come back, and I say to myself, Cliff can play a very important role in educating workers here in Canada and how important is to defend around the world the right of freedom of association and the freedom of collective bargaining.
The film that I really liked that was really memorable for me was a movie called Betrayed. We played it in 2010, and I really liked it because it was a story about Canadian seamen, how they had organized a union, but it also tells the story of international solidarity. There's scenes where they show up on the shores of Asia and support struggles that are going on there. And I remember watching it thinking, why did I not learn this earlier?
The dispute spread around the world as hundreds of unions took action to support the Canadians. Dock workers, tugboat operators, and railway workers in 26 countries refused to unload the struck Canadian ships. 60% of worldwide shipping was affected.
I think there's something so special about Cliff. One weekend, I saw so many movies that I had never seen. I felt like I had taken an entire history class that weekend, and that's when I became committed to helping with Cliff because it was just fantastic. I mean, I went to school for many years, I trained as a teacher, never even heard that story before.
The film that I thought was a really good example of the kind of film that Cliff would like to show is a film called Bus Driver.
You get all types of people. You have ones that have common sense. You get the same people, one in a suit, one off the street.
Some of them can be really sweet people and some of them can be jerks.
It was made by a student out in BC, and she basically took a camera and she followed her father around. Her father is a bus driver. So it was very interesting for me to see for that long, for the amount of time of a film, what a bus driver has to go through. And it's not just a bus driver, he's a worker. So you get to see him in his job being alternatively complimented, insulted, pushed around, basically going through the paces. The subtitle, if you like, of Cliff is The World of Work and Those Who Do It. It's not the world of unionized workers, but it's the world of work and those who do it. I'd love to see one day where a bank manager would wake up and think of herself or himself as a worker going into work, and that a postal worker or a construction worker would be able to look at that bank manager and say, yeah, I understand. Or that bank manager would be able to look at the construction worker or the factory worker or the taxi driver and say, yeah, I understand. I understand what you go through because I go through a similar issue. We don't do the same work by any stretch of the imagination. But I understand because the issue is the same. And that's where Cliff can play a really important part, is sharing issues that workers face.